Quay was popping. Let me pin this shit real quick. You are my friend. Quay cooled out. Quay Kawajapon. It's one of my OGs right there. He's got stories. I mean, because, we Quay was popping. Let me pin this shit real quick. You are my friend. Quay cooled out. Quay Kawajapon. It's one of my OGs right there. He's got stories. Tamika Lawrence, multi-talented, multifaceted. Hey, what's that? You gotta teach me, bro. Peace, brother. What up, yo? Just waiting for Bob. Oh. I don't even know what that is. I just be trying to work on rudiments. I don't know if that's the same thing. Oh, yeah. I mean, because, we ain't grow up playing like that. All right, I'm about to bring you up, Bob. We grew up. That's why I'm actually way faster and have more control just playing with my wrists. Like, playing with my fingers. But that's why now I'm practicing playing with my fingers. Because I want to build that part of shit up. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm practicing now. When I'm on this drum pad, I'm here with it. Trying to get this, my left hand, just trying to get stronger, that's all. Left hand. When it comes to this shit right here, hi bun. I'm about to bring Bob up in a second. Okay. I also be working on traditional grip too. The timpani grip, right. Big Quay. Damn, all the Quays came through. Working on this shit too. This shit completely foreign to me. Nah, but I'm getting the hang of it. I just gotta get stronger with it. Be able to do everything that I can do with, this shit. With this shit. This shit is hard. I'm getting better at it though. Just waiting for more people to pull up. I see you, Bob. Stay here. I'm gonna bring you up. I'm just trying to wait a second and let it get, a few more people pull up. That's what I do every day. I play on the drum set in the morning. I live in a house with people, so I be trying to be respectful. But once the sun go down, I try to just stop playing my drum set once the sun go down. Cause my neighbors and all of that, they don't be saying shit, but it's just, try to be respectful. But then after that, it's all drum pad shit. Trying to get this shit clean. Spangling. Peace. The number one thing on my agenda that I'm looking forward to is this Jill Scott and Erykah Badu battle. Who y'all think is gonna win that shit? You are my friend, Gambino. Alright, I said I was going to wait 10 minutes. It's about to be 4:10. I'm about to bring up Yusef Yao Ababio Payton. Senior. You know what I mean? Don't get it fucked up. Bro, I really don't know, yo. I really don't know. This is one of the first battles that I'm like, bro, I don't know. See, the thing is, Erykah definitely has a longer career, right? She got more tunes. It's not even like close. But Jill Scott, man, she got that vibe. Like, let's do this. Oh wow, I would never guess that. That makes sense though. Kofi, I'm not even calling you a kill no more. I'm just calling you Kofi. Damn, Bob, I accepted your request. I don't know what's going on. Hope it's not my phone. That was the point. Cause I'm like, I announced. I'm like, if you don't know about drumming, you may not know the vibes. Especially my page is not a drummer page. Like niggas, it's not a lot of drum fans on my page. So, but everybody loves drumming, even if you don't think you do. Damn, what happened? I'm gonna try again. Here we go.
Yo, going on, big?
What up, nigga?
I'm chilling. What up?
So, first of all, off the rip. That's right. That's right. You know, I think the most important thing. My nephew just pulled up. What up, Quay? You definitely need to be here. Um, First thing that people want to know is how you feel about the fact that coronavirus has come in to completely sabotage LeBron James from winning his championship with the third team in his career, which would solidify him as essentially the greatest.
I'm glad you see the.
That
I'm glad you know the world is in on it. You know what I'm saying? Trump, all of them, Dr. Fossey, all of them,
that
all LeBron haters, all LeBron haters. I never met half the drummers out here, LeBron haters.
facts, facts,
You heard? You know what I mean? The greatest ever to do it. You know what I mean? But of course
facts.
they want to keep him out of the conversation off the Mount
That's all
Rushmore.
it is.
That's it. That's
Cause he
it.
was on track, bro. He was on
For real.
track.
They're gonna put out this Michael Jordan documentary right now. For what?
Right, 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 right.
You know what I mean? Just to trash his name. Come on, please. LeBron haters. It's a
Facts.
sad situation. You know he the best, bro.
For sure the best.
Yes, yes.
For sure the best.
Word,
Like
word.
niggas
Hands
gotta
down.
niggas gotta really give the just due where the justice due.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know what I mean? Kobe passed
Yeah.
the torch, and it is what it is, man.
That's right, exactly.
You know what I mean? I wasn't. You know me, I'm not even a Kobe or Michael Jordan dude like that. But LeBron,
Right, right. LeBron.
Isaiah Thomas,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the truth.
What is it about LeBron? Because we from New York, you
Yeah,
understand? We from New York City,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and it's a basketball town, right? We
Huh?
grew up. I don't know if you grew up a Knicks fan per se,
Mm-hmm.
but repping New York, and in the '90s, that's the era I'm sure you was watching basketball heavy. You got
Yeah,
a
yeah,
chance to really a lot of the shit that we watching in this documentary. You got a chance to witness, like you got a chance to witness firsthand.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, with all of that being said, after you witnessing Michael Jordan in in real time, you still
Yeah.
LeBron over Jordan?
Of course, because back in the days it was different. People was more loyal to their teams and to their city. So Michael Jordan definitely he was the face of the NBA. We all know that. But at the same time, you wanted your Knicks. If you was a Knicks fan, you wanted the Knicks to win. You wanted them to beat them. You believed in them. They put a team together to beat Jordan.
Right.
So it was like I didn't have that same affection for him. You know what I mean? Is like my cousin who was a Jordan fan. He was just if Jordan would have went to any team, he would have followed Jordan, just like me with LeBron. You know what I mean? It was more or
Shout out
less
to
like,
one of the great Aquarius of all time.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? So it's like Jordan, LeBron James, the way he came out of high school and went against grown ass men and proved himself his whole career. It was like, I was with him his whole career. He went to 8 NBA finals in a row now. Come on, bro.
yeah,
Come on. He's the king. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
only like king style shit. You know what I mean? Like, gotta do shit on the king level. You know what I mean? You
Nah,
can't be
that's a fact.
faking out here.
You ain't said none but
You
facts,
know?
bro. So a
Jordan
lot
was
of
the
niggas.
man.
First
Jordan
of
was the
all,
man, but he was getting that ass bust. I stopped being a Jordan fan in like 1985 after I was seeing Magic and Bird in the finals every year. Like, why he ain't winning no shit?
I
He's
love
supposed to
it.
be Air Jordan,
They was
the
busting his
greatest ever
ass.
to do it.
They was fucking him up
That's
though.
how. Yeah, they was beating that ass. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
was beating everybody ass. Everybody was getting it. That's the era. It was just more strong, more true. You know what I mean?
When you was younger, first of all,
Yeah.
Yao is the shortest person I seen in life dunk a basketball. So
Word.
so like
Word.
I don't even understand that shit, nigga. Like how the
Word.
fuck you just gifted physically? Pause. Like you could have been an athlete. Like you could have been an athlete. You
Definitely.
you you could used to be able to dunk, right?
Definitely. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
that was
like
just keep on practicing on your hops, and you know what I mean. Like you see Spud Webb do, you like I know I can do it. You know, and then me
but
and my
that's not
cousins,
how that's not how it works, my nigga. Like, no, niggas can't do that. Like people
you know what I
can't
mean.
do
But
that shit. Like
think about it, Spud Webb. I gotta see that, bro.
yeah, my
I never
father
seen
was
that.
playing in his band
Yeah,
and
he like
Cam, what
five
up?
seven. So we still that used to be a game just trying to jump and see how high you could catch something. Or if you could touch the
Right,
ceiling. You know what I mean?
right.
That was just you just practice that all the time. So on the park, I'm always trying to catch the rim, catch the rim, catch the rim, and got up there with the ball. People in 147 park be like, oh, couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, I couldn't believe it, but I was doing it. You know what I mean?
Right. I
For
seen
real.
it.
And we was mad competitive.
Yeah.
Everybody was mad competitive back then, so I was trying to do it. All of that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Word.
But you didn't choose basketball.
Nah.
You
Nah.
chose music. You chose the music.
Yeah.
Like inclined like like music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for me, when I thought about having this conversation with you, I'm like, man, what is it? Full disclosure, people don't know. Yao's my cousin.
Word, word.
It's some people here that don't know that. So this is my family, my blood family, and I grew up watching Yao do his thing and always been so inspired by Yao. You know what I mean?
Word,
Um,
man.
but so I'm saying that to say like I know a lot about you.
Word.
So when I started to have this conversation, I'm like, man, what can we talk about? What
And
we learn about that I don't know about. So to me, I know I want to start at the beginning in a way. And you grew up in Brooklyn, Bed Stuy, right?
yeah, on the borderline of like Bed-Stuy and Bushwick, but I'm gonna claim Bed-Stuy because it's just a little more black.
What comes to my mind is how does somebody in Bed Stuy
Yeah,
end up playing African drums in the 80s?
in the '80s, I gotta say from what my mother surrounded herself around. She
Mm-hmm.
surrounded herself around culture. She was going to the Guinea Zulu Institute at that time. She was
Because your mother's
she
a
was
dancer.
my mother's a dancer. She's not. I don't really ever remember her being a professional dancer,
Mm-hmm.
but I know my mother can dance. She told me she danced in college and some groups there. She went to Albany State. You know,
I have video in my crib of a
yeah.
show, Black August, that my father did in the 70s, and your
Wow,
mother's dancing on stage.
I gotta see that, bro.
Yeah, my
I never
father
seen
was
that.
playing in his band,
Yeah.
and there was another portion of the video in the beginning. It was they used to have these things called Black August, I think it was
Mm,
called, and she was
yeah.
in line. I think she was doing funga type
Okay.
shit. Um, and yeah, that's why I mentioned that. And your older sister on the planet Earth.
A fool was dancing.
You
How
heard
old
me?
was she?
I think it broke up.
How old was a fool?
No, not in that video. I'm just saying in general. No, you can
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah. 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 I can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Can
saying
you?
not in that video. I'm just saying like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just saying like in general, your mother and your older sister were both like inclined with arts and
Definitely.
movement
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
culture. So it's not
Definitely.
like you understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's
Like my
to me, I
sister
think
was
that played.
definitely.
Yeah.
I looked up to my sister. She was definitely like my biggest influence. Like when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
that, you know what I mean? Like even
Talk.
though I loved it as a child, I used to take like Nana records and make my sister do the shows. I was doing the drumming, she was doing the dancing. I'm talking about young, like I'm probably like 4 years old, 5 years old, and making her. And we're doing full shows. And by the time she got to the company, I was like, she was like my superhero, you know, because she was like around 12, 13 years old dancing in a professional company. And my
Next
sister,
level. Fool, one of the greatest to ever live.
yeah, and and my sister's maturity and her like height, I used to always think she was at least 12 to 20 years older than me. You know what I mean? She was like my
Mm-hmm.
big sister. She wasn't really that many years older than me, but I looked up to her a lot. So, definitely she was an influence
Talking about
on
Afua. Talking about Afua Ababio,
for Bobbio,
who
definitely. You
one
know
of
what
the
I mean?
principal dancers for the Dini Zulu dancers, drummers, and
Yeah,
singers.
yeah.
And also, yeah.
If my head was getting too big, she'd put me in my place. She was real professional, so technique driven. Like my sister
Yes.
was good, somebody to really know that this wasn't a joke. Like if she brought me around, I had to be on my best behavior to her,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, growing up in the temple is the reason why I can grow up in the hood so rough and have a double life in a certain way. Because the
Yeah,
temples
yeah,
in
yeah.
Queens, they got there like 1981. So
Mm-hmm.
I was going to, even though living in Brooklyn, we're going to First Crescent Street. That's the 70s. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
We're,
right.
we're, we're, where's that near Queensbridge? Like right across the street from Queensbridge. We out there, at the temple. I forgot what the name of that area is called. but where Nas and them is from,
That's like Long Island City,
Long Island City, exactly.
Astoria. Yeah,
Then we moved. Then the temple moved over to Southside Jamaica, Queens, like in the middle of
the hood.
cocaine, crack
Mhm.
epidemic. You know what I mean? And it was serious. Like Fat Cat lived maybe 6 blocks away from the temple, so it was
Mhm.
like me coming back to my block. I had something positive and going to school in Queens at the temple. So with all of that
So
culture and tradition of yeah,
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you about your early school experience. Explain to people the school you went to and the environment
yeah.
that existed in that school, the teaching, the curriculum, just the environment. Like, give me some details about the school you went to.
Okay, the school I went to was the Brooklyn Djembefola Day School, and that
Hmm.
school was started by my mother. You know, Kodia
Peace,
Ababio,
peace, Weedy.
huh?
Hmm. Nah, I'm just saying what
And
up to Weedy.
it started in her house. Actually, her Aunt
Yes.
Duku
Okay.
Torche, you know, who's a professor at Arizona University, and Auntie
Hmm.
Badu, you know, Quechua, Quasi's
Hmm.
mother. So
Yep.
they started the school basically in my mother's house. And like the first students was like me, Al Parry. Um, I think that was the first students in Kwame O'Parry. So
Right.
you know before and then after the temple got a little more established, we moved and then more
Okay.
students
I will.
start coming, and then you heard what I said?
You said
Hello?
you moved to the school and then more students started coming.
More students start
You
coming,
can
you
hear me?
know. Yes, I can hear you. And the atmosphere
Hmm.
was more like, you know, it was family. It was um basically the children of the Akan people in New York City, basically, you know, and it was like maybe 50 of us or so kids that's growing up together that know each other from birth, have at least 20 cousins in the mix that is involved with this, you know. So I'm really growing up around family. You know, we never really of course we used to snap on each other, we'd joke on each other, but I can't remember us
Hmm.
really having a super crazy beef or fights with each other, you know. It was like we took care of
Right.
each other, but we was very competitive, you know.
Hmm.
Everything we did, and you know, we thought we were some great kids, you know.
Right.
And I can't, and most of the kids that came out of the school that I'm talking about are doing very well today. You know, I can't say none of them are a bum on the street, you know,
Right. Right. Right.
or
Right.
doing bad. So, yeah, it was a
Hmm.
great upbringing. You know, it was really how I could woosah from Brooklyn, you know,
Right.
sometimes
Right.
on my
Right.
block from what was going on my block. That was my refuge. I was going to tradition and culture. Yes, they was teaching
Right.
us math,
Right.
science, African
Hmm.
American history, American history, social studies, the same thing. But
And
we
they was
also
teaching
got,
y'all. Yeah, I'm about to say what else.
and we was learning traditions and cultures of certain African empires, countries. You know, world history. You know, it was pretty much everything, traditions and cultures, but mainly we was learning about everything in the black diaspora on the same
That's right.
importance level. You know, from Marcus Garvey to Journey Truth to Nat Turner to, you know, we can even, yeah, I can go on forever.
You was learning about a Comfort Noche. You
Yeah, the things that people
know
think
what I'm
we knew
saying?
today, like, you know, it's hilarious to know I
Mm.
knew this stuff in the 80s and the early 80s and You know, the John Henrik Clarkson, the Dr. Benz, and Sonny Carson.
What year was you born, Bob?
I was born 1975, man.
Okay,
You
just to
know,
give some context.
yeah, you know,
Like I mean, okay.
I was born in like the year of a lot of black love and you know a lot of black creation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know where black people took care of themselves better as a community. You know, so
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
to see the old black ways where it was more unified. It didn't matter what you was, you know, gangster to cultural person to athlete to
Mm-hmm.
musician. We was all one community. So the butcher to the bean pie seller to the
That's
everybody
right.
was respected to the artist to the
Shout out
surgeon.
to you.
Yeah, you know, where it was really a community. It wasn't just, it wasn't like the biggest lie. They act like in the 80s the drug dealer was the most champion person, you know, in the black
Mm-hmm.
community. They're one of the champion person, especially to the people that didn't have nothing, but you know, they're not the only people that you know people wanted to be. People really wanted to be doctors and lawyers and all sorts of things, you know,
Mm-hmm.
more than just a
So,
drug dealer or a pimp.
so I wanted to touch on your school situation when you was younger because I feel like in many ways that was the foundation that your artistry was built off of
Yeah,
was your training and the fact that your training started literally as soon as you popped out and in
okay,
many ways it had started before you even got there. Like it
basically.
was you was prepared, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
for this to happen. You was born into
yeah,
this movement.
yeah.
So Dini Zulu, Dini
Hmm.
Zulu, Dini Zulu.
Yeah, yeah.
You went to the Dini Zulu. Both. You went to Ames. You went to
Ames of Majawa.
Ames on Majawi. Yeah.
Okay.
School. My brother. Shout out to my brothers on the check-in. Monk was here. Osei here.
Word.
If you went to that school, put a put a bottle of fraud water emoji in the.
Put a horse tail emoji in there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that
Word.
shit, it's such a unique. I didn't go to that school. Like you know what I'm saying, I used to be there because my mother would teach there, so I would come. You know what I mean, and I would be there hanging out and stuff like that. But I never got, I never got the opportunity to go there. But living through y'all, seeing like it was just such a unique experience. Like eating stew and rice for lunch, like shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Wearing Jeremy to school,
yeah, 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 yeah,
like learning tree,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like learning African dialects and languages from an early
yeah,
age. Something like that is gonna set you on a certain type of path. So
yeah.
the school
Hmm.
was one arm of the Dini Zulu legacy.
Yeah.
Another arm of the Dini Zulu legacy, of many, by the way,
Hmm.
another arm of the Dini Zulu legacy was the dance company, Dini Zulu African Drummers, Dancers, and Singers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, talk to me about, and honestly, take your time. Like, say, give me details, whatever you want to say
Okay.
about the Dini Zulu Dance Company, the history that
Hmm.
you know, and then also how you got involved. How you got involved. I know we touched briefly on the fact that your sister Nana Fua was one of the principal dancers in the dance company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but like, what? Speak to me about how you got involved with the Dini Zulu dance company.
Okay. So, Jimmy Zulu African drummers and singers started in 1947. You know,
Mm, damn,
and
Jesus.
That's a long time ago, bro. And so Nana Dini Zulu, who, like I said, was a very intricate part in African culture in America, period. You know, he and a lot of the top, I would say, the top producers at the time of African culture through their interpretation as like the Chief Bays, Baba Surgerman, who has the Yoruba land down in South Carolina. You know,
Olatunji.
yes, you know what I mean. They came together and they was forming all types of African movements through like the Yoruba movement. You know, their interpretation of it. Yes, and
Mhm.
you know, was a person who liked to show the different various cultures, the various cultures of Africa, not to just one place, to show that we was a strong
Mhm.
people and that we were all over the place. We had a diaspora and we had a great story behind it. So when he did his
Mhm.
performance, he had a narration before he did a dance. So he'll give you a little history and he'll let you know what he's about to present and what tribe, what group of people, what it's done for, all types of things, you know. So he was very had an integral part in teaching a lot of African religions, traditions, experiences, and just opening it up to African American people or American people, period, when it wasn't popular, when it wasn't the thing to do. You know, like
Mhm.
he was doing things from South Africa before they was fighting for apartheid and or in a media way. You know, he was giving
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying, recognition to these places before, you know, they was popular. You know, so by the by the time I'm coming up, you know, he's already established. The coaches out here are very established. You know, like the Dance Africas, and he has his company. You know, of course, and they're doing like dance. I'm going up seeing them doing their concerts at Riverside, and but I have to take it back to this. I remember we was at Long Island City, the temple there,
Mhm.
and I remember my mother about to leave out. I think we had like the summer camp, and we're about to leave around 6 o'clock. I can't remember. I was too young to remember, you know.
Mhm.
So I just remember the drums started as we walking out the door.
Woo!
A whole full orchestra of drums started. I had to be like 3, 4 years old. You know what I mean? And the way it hit me, it was like I could still tell you about this still to this day. The way that hit me, it was like nothing before. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my God, what's that sound? I need the,
Mhm.
I just fell in love with it right away.
Yeah.
So it was so melodic. It was so me. It was so everything, So
Mhm.
after that, my cousin Asante, you know, he gave me a little drum. It's from like I think Kenya. It had a beat in it. It had skins on both sides. One of them drums, and like I had that drum since I was like 4 years old. So I'm playing this drum all the time, and I'm already a fan of the Denny Zulu Dance Company. And my mother, what she used to
Yeah.
do when they had a concert until I was probably like 10 years old, she would bring me to my grandmother's house at Albany houses. I don't care if it's Bam, because I hear the gossip going on during the year,
Mhm.
who's going to be in Bam, all of that. And I
Mhm.
really want to go. So my mom's, what she would do was drop me off at my grandmother's house at Albany Projects.
Mhm.
And I know the show was around that time, but I don't know when the show is exactly. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So when she's dropping me off at my grandmother's house, I'm happy to see my grandmother, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I get mad disappointed real quick because I see that she's going to see the show and she's leaving me there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for real, I'll be silent crying for like a
Y'all hear
couple of
peace,
hours.
brother, peace.
You know what I mean? Like, um, I, I'll be silent crying. I'll be silent crying for hours. She played me again. She didn't let me go to the show. So mind you, since I was 7 years old, I would go up to Nana and I'll be scared to say anything to him. But I wouldn't be scared to say one thing to him. Can I be in your company? And he'll be like, no, you're too small, you're too short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like, wow, I can't believe this. You know what I mean?
Right,
I see
right.
his children on stage with him. You know what I mean? How am I too young? You know what I mean? So my whole mission is like to get in the company. My whole mission is to get in the company. My whole mission
Yeah.
is to be able to play in our home drumming. And so when I turn like around
Mm-hmm.
10, 11 years old, 10, 11 years old, Kamadi comes to the temple and he teaches a drum class over there. Kamadi Denny Zulu, which is Nana's son, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a fan of his, of course, already, because he plays the Gome. But what
Great,
makes him
great,
more
great
me
man.
a fan of him, I don't get to see him often. You know what I mean? He's
Mm-hmm.
always out drumming. I'm at the temple. I'm a young man, you know. I
Yeah.
see him play the square drum. I'm a super fan. I want to be like him. You know what I mean? That's my Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jordan. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be like Kamadi. Hunter, he make the
Wow.
faces. He dope on the drums. You know, so he comes and teach us one day. You know, all the boys in the temple. You know, I'm on my best behavior. I show him I know how to drum. I show him I know how to drum. You know, he takes a liking to me. I couldn't believe it. But then I see his band perform. Just around 1986, I see his band perform, and I'm like in super amazement. How they took the instruments that they took and made amazing. This is my first time seeing your father play. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my uncle that's nice, and he better
Right,
I
right,
be
right.
thinking he my cool ass gangster uncle. You know what I mean? Like he's a super drummer,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
killing them timbales. Like oh my god, like that's the joint turned me out. You know what I mean?
Where was the show at?
The show was at the temple. They had their first anniversary dinner. You
Got
know,
it.
and they just came through with some thunder. Brian Carey, it was like Kofi Yao at Japan.
Wow.
It was a lot of musicians there. You know, they was different,
Mm-hmm.
different. You know, um, so many people names I want to remember that I can't remember right now. You know, but like these type of things just turning me out. You know, and Kamani took a little liking to me. You know, so he'd be like, "You want to hang out with me?" I was like, "You got to ask my mother." So I start hanging out
Cause
with
how
him.
old are you at this time?
I'm like 10, 11 years old.
Yeah, like
Yeah. If I think about it back in the days, I'm thinking I'm like 14, 15, but
right,
I'm
right,
young.
right.
You know what I mean? I'm doing a lot of things as a young man. You know, I already worked in the theater. You know, that's before I even got in the company. Zaleka, brother Zaleka, you
Yeah.
know, he was dope. Brother Atiba Wilson used to play the
Yes.
flute.
Atiba, shout
You
out
know,
Atiba.
brother Michael, sister Yogi. You know, it was a couple of them. You know, they were some dope artists, and he just took me under his wing, and that's another story talking about all the things he taught me. You know, and by the
Yeah.
time like I was going on 12, and I went to rehearsal with my sister, and I was probably like 11 years old, And Nana gave me one time. Nana gave me a drum test, and
Mm.
like you always asking to be in a company, and every
Bro,
rhythm that
that's
he,
fucking legendary, bro.
yeah, every
That's
rhythm,
legendary.
yeah. So of course I got all the rhythms right, all of them. You know what
Right,
I
right,
mean?
right, 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 right.
And he was like, "How you know all my rhythms?" And I'm looking at him like, "Come on, man! Like
Right, right, right. Nigga, this is my life. You don't even
exactly,
know.
this is my life. Like you could give me every rhythm off the album, I'm gonna know it,
Right. Yep.
lick for lick, song for song." So that
Mm-hmm.
started, you know, that whole
And
process.
then so then
That
how that yeah, okay.
that still to this day, that's the most professional. That's the most professional setting I've ever been in
Mm.
this dance world. You know, like
Right.
it was very professional, very
Cause
professional.
cause see that's what I wanna touch on. Cause like so how that process starts is you start going to rehearsals for
Uh
the
huh.
dance company and you start learning the repertoire, right?
Yeah,
And getting stronger, and then you have your first shows and stuff like that. Now, here's the thing that is what makes you such a singular person.
yeah.
At the same time that you doing learning these rhythms and drumming and stuff like that, you also dancing.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I'm
When did
dancing. Of course, of course. As a child, I was
mm-hmm.
dancing. You know what I mean? Like I used to dance when I was a child. Of course, I didn't know how good I was as a child. So when I used
Mm-hmm.
to come out and dance, the people would start screaming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
would pee on myself in fear in my costume. You know what I mean? While I'm dancing because it was crazy like that. Like, you know, everybody. I'll be the youngest person. I'll probably be coming out last. You know, so I start dancing, and the people start going crazy, and I get scared. You know what I mean? Until I got used to it, I
Right,
was like,
right.
"Oh,
Wow.
okay, okay." You know, and that's what I said. That my sister was such great because when I start getting a big head, she'll put me, she'll put me back in place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
with the dance company, the thing that was different with me than anybody else really was I did a show the next week I got in the company.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I never seen nobody else do that ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know before me, but after me, you was on the sideline learning everything, or even the drums for about a year and a half to 2 years before you got in the company. You know,
Wow.
I knew the music. So only bad thing about me coming in like that so early, I had to take I had to wait for everybody to take their drum first. You know,
Because he was the youngest.
yeah, it went by seniority. You know what I mean? Who was in the company first?
Mm-hmm.
So true talk. I used to be mad Quincy Owusu could get a drum before me. You know what I mean? Like what?
This
I'm
nigga?
serious. Like he not a drummer.
Right, right,
You
right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're forcing him to drum. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
He not a drummer. You know what I mean? Sometimes I had the drum on a breaking tank. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
yeah, and then you start moving up. Moving up. So
And then you end up, performing with Dini Zulu
uh huh.
and becoming a local hero, a local legend.
Uh huh.
And then yeah, and then you also your first experiences touring, doing like major festivals and
Yeah,
venues and
yeah,
stuff like that
yeah,
came with Dini Zulu. So you are a young person,
yeah,
but for me, I'm into people's beginnings because who you became and where you ended up going, so much of it has to be attributed to being just having shit like having call time.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like having to be on point. like
Exactly.
having to know the routines, having to know the music. These type of things started for you
Yeah.
in your teenage years before you ever even seen a European stage, or
Exactly.
on Broadway, or you know what I'm saying, or all the things you ended up doing.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit,
Okay.
unless do you have a story about your first times? When was your first time? I'm always interested in people's first time, like going on the road as an artist. Like, because you've been so many places in your
Yeah.
life. Like, do you remember the first time you was either flown out somewhere or got
Yeah.
out of town gig?
Yeah. I remember the first time we was flown out to San Francisco. That's the
Mm.
first time I remember getting on a plane saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm on a plane. I'm going to do a show." You know what I mean? Like,
How old are you?
probably like 13.
Wow.
You know what I mean? 13, feeling like I'm 20.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Hell
a New
yeah.
York
I'm about
1988
to say,
13.
you on the block. Your friends on the block ain't doing this.
Nah, nah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And it's the type of stuff that you don't even brag to your friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right.
don't brag to your friends on your block, but they show love to you that you get an opportunity. You know what I mean? And they would see the results. Like, come home, go buy some sneakers. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They be like, damn, this dude is buying his own stuff and he's not selling drugs, and you know what I mean? He not flossing on us because
Right.
everything he got, he gonna come share with us. You know what I mean? Like if it's
Mm-hmm.
my mother used to hate when we used to have a cookout, it's supposed to be just a family cookout. I'm inviting all my friends. You feel me?
Right.
Nah,
Right.
I ain't enough food now. You know what I mean? All of that. So, you know, but I had the basketball hoop in my backyard. I had
Right. Right.
9 baseball gloves and 4 bats
Right.
and
Wow.
footballs and the
Yeah.
the bikes, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
was like my father, he had all of that stuff, and then drumming and getting paid for it at such an early age, I could take care of myself, and people gonna respect that when you the coolest. You know what I mean? Or one of the coolest
Mm-hmm.
dudes around the way. And plus, my best friend Bernard, you didn't want it with him. He was just too
Right.
big. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh. Pause.
So I just I wanted to really take some time and talk take some time and talk about the early days a little bit, because to me
Yeah.
it's fascinating, that experience, so throughout this time you're
Hmm.
playing drums from all throughout the African diaspora,
Hmm.
right? You're playing congas, you're
Yeah.
playing Ghanaian drums, all
Yeah.
these different styles of Ghanaian drums. You're playing Haitian drums,
Exactly.
right? You playing all these different styles. You at this point you're not playing. If somebody says Yao Babio,
Yeah.
if somebody says the word Yao Babio, the next word that they'll say 2020 is djembe.
Yeah.
But at this time it wasn't like that though.
Not at all.
You feel what I'm saying? So
That was kind of a sin where I came from. Jambe was kind of sin, even though Nana had love for all the Senegambian people that that was following them traditions, of Senegal and Gambia. You know what I mean? He had love for all of them. He was putting them on, giving them jobs, money,
mm,
all of them.
that's important.
Yeah, you know what I mean? John Blanford used to teach in the temple constantly. Like I remember Logic Kamara teaching in the temple. I remember
Sheesh.
I remember everybody teaching there. Sean Conte, Marty Boss, Luca Shea. You know, so it wasn't that he had something against it, but in that school we gonna cover everything else.
Mhm.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean? We're gonna cover everything else. And then Kamadi Denny Zulu was like, we're really gonna cover everything more and more else. We're going more to the
Mm-hmm.
diaspora. We're gonna go to more.
Took it
We're gonna go to
further.
the Caribbean. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna go down to the deep south more. You gonna respect the blues the same way you respect Ghanaian drumming, the same way you
Mm-hmm.
respect
Mm-hmm.
conga drumming. You're
Yep.
gonna respect where we from. You're gonna respect jazz and all of that. So yeah, I wasn't there on the djembe tip yet, but I did admire it from afar. I'm not gonna front.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? It was a
And
exciting
then
drum.
and then I was watching. You did a interview recently
Yeah,
that I enjoyed, and you spoke a little bit about how you were introduced to the djembe, how you essentially fell in love. Because as far as I'm concerned, once it was
yeah,
like your wife. Like when
yeah,
you meet your wife, it's like this
yeah,
is it. It's me and you. Like you know what I'm saying. To me,
yeah,
from the outside looking in, that's how it
yeah,
looked.
yeah. There's levels
Um,
to it. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
right. That's you know what I mean. Just from a fan perspective, that's how it looked to me. So now you can explain to me
Yeah,
the actual story. But to me, it seems like the moment you saw the instrument, or how you when you decided to initiate the
yeah,
instrument, that you became a priest to the instrument. Like you know what I
yeah,
mean. But
yeah.
talk to me about djembe. Talk to me about the djembe drum, and how you became a part of that tradition.
I guess it was inevitable, the way everybody loved djembe, but it really the seriousness I got from djembe is when I didn't really get to live the culture of New York djembe like that at first. So when I used to
Mm-hmm.
go to DC, and I could say before I even went to DC, the DC, like my man Kwame Densu, my brother Kwame,
Shout out to Shaka.
they used to come to New York and talk so
Wow,
much
his
shit
son came through as
about.
soon as you said his name.
Come again?
I said his son just came through the live as soon as you said his name.
Yeah. So Kwame, when we was younger, he would talk so much. They used to talk so much shit about Conqueror. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And compare them to other companies. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in the djembe world, so I couldn't really tell you this or
Couldn't
that.
relate. Yeah,
Huh? Yeah, I
I said
couldn't
you
really
couldn't
relate.
relate.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at him like I'm from Denny Zulu. Like
Right, nigga.
we United Nations certified. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this is another level.
Uh-huh.
So not knowing. So me and Kwame friendship is getting we you know what I mean? We becoming friends. I'm going to DC every summer, and
Mm-hmm.
what I saw that summer with Conqueron and Hassan Conte amazed me. You know what I mean? Like how the
Mm-hmm.
kids was involved and they wasn't slack. You know, rest in
Mm-hmm.
peace to my man Jahi, who was a drummer. He was dope
Mm-hmm.
to me. On Juan Dishi, who was another drummer. He was dope to me at the
Wow.
time. They they they're only like 13 years old, but they mad hood, they mad cultural, and they love the djembe. And
Mm-hmm.
you know they're learning from Abdul Conte, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Damn Gee. And I
Mm-hmm.
come there, and sometimes I drum with them, but not really. And sometimes they'll be like, "Come on, Bob, just play." And I'll be like, "I'm
Mm-hmm.
good," until like maybe like the second year, I play a little dabble with them, but not really.
Right.
So they have their conflict, and I'm there, and Kwame tells me, "Yo, you got to hook up with somebody in New York and start playing djembe. I'm telling you, young, you got it. You could do it." You know what I mean? I'm like, Kwame, I'm good. And I'm thinking about like my teachers. Like, you want to
Mm-hmm.
be a djembe junkie? You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I don't want to be a djembe junkie. That's what they call it before, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
The
like,
fuck?
nah, I don't want to be a djembe junkie, all of that stuff. So, he asked this girl, Arkita, who we were both liking at the same time, you know. And I used to see her. She used to come to the Ojira with a group called Mamuna Keita, and they used to them, Majida, Ayele, Ayoka, all of them. They was teenagers, young girls, but they were beautiful, to me. And they
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
they all did djembe dance, and this is before I'm playing djembe, but I'm
yeah.
seeing them as we coming along. So I see Akita I already know Majida, but I see Akita at
So
Kokomo.
Bob, do me a
Yeah,
favor.
yeah,
Remember where you are right now,
yeah.
because this live has like a limit on it,
Okay,
and it's gonna end. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end it, save this
yeah.
live. I'm gonna go right back live, and then you're gonna come back in. And we're gonna start pick up where we left off.
All right, cool,
All right.
cool.
Y'all come back.
All
We
right.
literally coming back in like 5 seconds. Right, right.
Yo, yo,
Yeah.
yo.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Shit.
So the last thing I remember you saying is you was talking about how these dances. You was calling out names. You was talking about Yele. Who you said? Majida, Yoka.
Yeah, Majida, Ayele, Ayoka, all of them. They was in a Lucas Shea and Maribas company.
Hmm.
Mamuna Keita, Lucas Shea, Ayoka and Ayele.
Hmm.
Ayoka and Ayele is his daughters, you know.
Right,
But
right.
it was a bunch of them, They used to be doing all the Senegambian dances.
Hmm.
They were very good, you know. So
Right.
Akita, she was Kwame's friend, and Kwame was asking her like, what companies in New York can I drum with? And she told me about El Shabazz,
Mm-hmm.
So me and her, we got a like tough, a cool friendship still to this day, you know. And I start going to El Shabazz in Harlem. I call Cayenne, and I've been through Harlem going to Riverside, but I never really chilled in Harlem. I'm a Brooklyn Queens dude,
Right.
BQE. So
Mm-hmm.
I go to Harlem, go to his rehearsal. First time he let me play his djembe. I don't have no djembe. And he tells me to play a solo. He's like, "Oh wow, you got chops, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't know how to play. Like you got to know how to spread this out, you know." You gotta
Mm-hmm.
know, no homo, in a pause. You know what I mean? You gotta know how to, you gotta know how to do this djembe thing. I'm like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. So towards that end of that rehearsal, I see a whole crew of drummers. No, let me take it back. Before that, Akita's turning 16. She invited me to her sweet 16 party,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I go to a sweet 16 party, the El Shabazz drummers is they drumming. They like
Mm-hmm.
six years old to like 18 years old.
Mm.
You know, shit blows my mind.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like they bonk. Like
Killing it,
oh
killing it.
shit, I ain't see. This is the first time I'm seeing boys around my age in New York drum. That's just more than me, Baby Al, and
Right,
O'Shea.
right, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like 14 of them.
Right,
So I was sold on it right there. You know, I was
right.
sold on it right there. So when I start going to the drum class, he invited me to the rehearsal.
Mhm.
And, my man Abdul was the first person to come up to me and be like, yo, you got some chops. Who are, you know what I mean? We start getting
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
acquainted. I start getting acquainted with them, you know, um, start playing at Esther Grant class, Nafisa class. I'm just learning everything that they doing. Everything they doing, I'm just learning it, you know.
Right,
I'm
right.
learning the nuances, all of that, and as if I could look back at it now, I'm learning it kind of fast because it's really not fully developed 100%. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So I'm hanging with El Shabazz. We uptown. Only thing we listening to all day is 36 Chambers, um, Snoop Dogg,
Mhm.
Doggy Style,
Yep.
Mamadi Keita,
So this 92, 93.
exactly, Mamadi Keita, and Les Ballet Africans. You know what I mean? And
Wow.
it was the Farmadou tape that was circulating underground in Jodeci. You understand? This will be circulating.
That's
Jodeci said
fire.
drumming at mad dance classes. And then my man Sule brings me to Ferretta. And before that, we're going to a place in Brooklyn called Ife Tayo like on Saturdays. So I'm
Mhm.
drumming over there with my El Shabazz dudes. And I see Joe Lay perform for the first time, Jingle. And
Mm.
him and Gray, they destroy the show so bad. They just kill it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about visually. They kill it. Like
Mhm.
they got hand tricks, all of that. Like they a powerhouse show.
Right.
But then after that, the Guinea crew went on.
Hmm.
Bimba, Pizzo, Caramba,
Mm.
Lansana. There's a bunch of them, right? This is like
Mhm.
93.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at them, the music that they playing, definitely, yo, they killed it. The only thing I said to myself at that time was like, African Americans play djembe good, but they don't play like that.
It was
That's
like a
how I
moment of
felt.
realization.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we dope around each other and all of that, but I want to play like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta figure that out. You know what I mean? From even the sound of
Yeah.
the tone and the slap. You know what I mean?
That's what
Because
I was about to ask you about that. Like the
yeah,
transition and the technique. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just the
because
hand technique, the approach to the drum. What was that like for you?
it took a minute because a lot of us was coming from a kunga technique. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And and some of the cats born into it, like my man say cool.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? He has a nice clean djembe sound. You know what I mean? He was That's like one of the first drums he was playing on. So it was a
Right.
little different. So a lot of us djembe players at the time was a little heavy-handed on the drum,
Mm.
and they was learning from a different style and technique. So they might have been learning from certain Senegalese people, that might have had a different technique than the Guinea people, a different sound, a different way to hit the drum, you know.
Mhm.
So by the time I started playing with Caramba, it wasn't that I wanted to play where he played. I wanted to sound exactly similar in tone
Mhm.
of the hit and everything. I don't want to
Yeah.
play cow. I want to play cow.
Yeah.
I want to play cow.
Yeah.
I want to play cow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to
Mhm.
get that matrix in it. So
Mhm.
that took years and years and years and years and
Wow.
years of
Wow.
just practice. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Switching up styles, playing a lot of drums. You know what I mean? Just years and years of practice, like a marathon. So it's like I just had to just keep practicing, bro. You know?
So here's what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's so much I want to talk to you about. I'm trying to figure out which way to go next. So okay, this is a good place to go. So you heard these brothers from the continent play,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you had a moment of realization, like, oh, there's levels to this shit. There's like another
Mhm.
level that I can go to with this shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
So then you set on that path to find that sound, right? Because you knew you had the ability to find it.
Yeah.
So who were you playing with at that time? Because so much of I feel like Osei said Ferretta.
Yeah. So I'm
Uh,
going to Ferretta. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? We're going to
Yeah.
Ferretta's. Me, Osei, all of us. We're going to Ferretta's, but it's like God just worked out everything for me. You know what I mean? Going to Ferretta's, you have my sister Zan come up to me like, yo, you wanna I know you man. Yo, I be seeing y'all in Queen. Yo,
Uh-huh.
you need to come to my dance school and drum. You need to come to my dance school and drum. Okay. Where your dance school? Bernice Johnson. All right, I know Bernice Johnson. My teacher used to drum there. My teacher used to drum there. And I did a gig maybe a year prior to that with Judith Jameson with Kamadi. You
Woo!
know? So
That's a big person.
yeah, you know what I mean? So and within that, doing that Judith Jameson, I remember Caramba was there from Guinea and he was playing djembe. And
Mm-hmm.
Kamadi was playing certain things that he used to play for Judith Jameson, like Congo and certain other type of rhythms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Karamba just started. Kamadi was like, "Stop that shit! This is not djembe." You know what I mean? And I was like, Kamadi, he's always going, "These motherfuckers, they think they can do what the fuck they want to do. It ain't that type of shit, bro. You know what I mean? Stop
Right.
that shit. You know what I mean?" So a year later, I'm playing djembe more full time. You know what I mean? Or it might have been
Mm-hmm.
2 years later. So now Zan asked me to come to BJ's to be full time her drummer.
Right. Right.
So I look up, Karamba's there playing djembe.
Mm-hmm.
Caramba know all he teaching me non-stop everything. You know what I mean? And he's
Wow.
loving that he
Wow.
got a student. And Osei and Quincy and all of them there especially Osei and Gene to tell you, I'd never ever like went to stop drumming. I'm drumming all day. Didn't take
Yeah.
a break. I'm still drumming with Caramba. Still testing everything. Drumming, drumming, drumming. You know what I mean? So we going back to Ferretta's, I know a little more. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Every
Mm-hmm.
time I go, and then one day I drum for Bim class. He just tries to play me. You know what I mean? Like, stop, stop, stop. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, nothing, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
because
giving
it's
me
like
he
it's
giving
not
me
real.
some
Like,
attention. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
bro, you know what I'm saying? Well, you notice me. You know what I mean? So now you
yeah,
gotta teach me. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But he loved my that I will always come back with something. My here he's giving me tapes now.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Of his sessions with Mamadi Keita. You know what I mean? So I'm always coming back to Ferretta with more and more and more. And the more I'm learning, the more all the Africans of Ferretta. I don't care if they was from Senegal, Ivory Coast, Guinea, wherever they was from, they was start giving me gems. They start giving me gems. I was
Mm-hmm.
quiet. You know what I mean? I was like a super student in there for them. You know what I mean? So I'm getting better. They dropping gems. They dropping gems. People sometimes having arguments with me. oh, he's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian. Now I'm from Brooklyn. He's Ghanaian. All of that. You know what I'm saying? So trying to make excuses for it.
Right, of course, yeah.
So yeah, it developed in a lot of different ways, but through all of it, it was me trying to just figure it out,
Yeah.
and then them making me believe that I had it. That's not
Mm-hmm.
something that I made myself believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like my Guinean brothers, you know what I mean? My teachers and OGs,
Mm-hmm.
they were just
Wow.
like, yo, you got it.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
important.
still trying to figure it out. Like I don't even speak the language 100, you know.
Right.
But I also know that this is just the start of the next generations and all that getting better and better and better and better. Just like the generation, if it wasn't the generation before me, come on, we wouldn't even be doing
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody asked me, yeah,
Mm-hmm. No, no, I'm just like, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was about your teachers. Like, who would you identify as your teachers? And because now we going chronologically, sort of, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So, because there's so much more to cover. I might have to, speed up a little bit. But like, because this is what I like. This is just, you know what I mean? I'm just getting shit I want to know.
yeah,
Like who was your teachers, and who well, I'm sorry, sister. um, and what did you learn from them? Like, and I'm not talking about rhythms.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know we spoke about certain names. We talked about Nana, the late great Nana Kimati, Dini Zulu,
yeah,
um, and you spoke about Karamba and certain names and stuff like that. So this in
yeah,
this time, in this era that we're discussing, this is your
yeah,
study. This is your study era.
yeah, yeah,
Heavy, because you never stop studying, of course, right? But this is the
yeah,
heavy study era.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So Bimba's definitely going to take claim for that. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
what I can say is like I do hear feedback. I don't know why, but Bimba, but mainly I still have to give it to Kamadi. He prepared me for he prepared me for what I was getting into.
okay,
Spiritually, mentally, the business,
mhm,
even the jealousy and the envy, even the
mhm,
praise. You know what I mean? It wasn't too much that I wasn't prepared for on that djembe route because you know as a drummer, I had a moral code to respect the
mhm,
drum what it was for what it was.
mhm,
Be true to it and represent it right. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And knowing that it was a spiritual thing first.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
It's a spiritual thing. Like the drum is the only thing that gave me, not the only thing, but it gave me my life. It
Talk
gave me
about
my
it, bro.
life.
Talk about it. Yeah.
I got to live my dreams because of the drum.
I'm gonna fake cut you off real quick because you made me think about something.
Uh,
So now you started playing with you're playing with El Shabazz.
yeah,
You're playing in New York City in the dance schools and dance class scenes. You're playing at Ferretta. You're playing at Bernice Johnson,
yeah,
legendary
yeah, yeah,
dance school.
yeah.
You play next with Jole African,
Exactly.
right? You're playing with Jole African. You're playing with Gene Osborne. You're playing
Yeah,
with um the you playing with the great Kofi Osei Williams,
yeah.
one
The
of the
myth.
great American drummers,
Yeah, yeah.
Djembefola,
Word.
just great person and
Yeah,
great musician, who's also your brother and my cousin.
word,
um,
word.
and you're playing around the scene, and then you get notoriety. Your name is starting to grow.
Yeah,
Your popularity in the scene is starting to grow, and then
yeah,
you start traveling.
yeah,
So that's what I want to get into.
yeah,
Like when you start traveling just off the strength of your ability to play, and you at this point you are a sharpened you getting sharp. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? This is in the 90s, 95, 96,
yeah. 97, 98,
97, 98, right?
99. Yeah,
Some of the play I know I'm little I'm as in our family we like, yeah, Yao and such and such. Yao's in Iceland.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Yao's in Korea.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Yao's in Ghana.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? We always hearing about these different places that you going to. What was
yeah.
the first place outside of America that you traveled to?
Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah, that
That's
was,
not.
yeah.
It's
You
so
know what I
crazy.
mean?
So Iceland has become like a tourist like destination. People go to Iceland.
Yeah,
Jay-Z and Beyonce was in Iceland. Like,
yeah. That was
all these
like
people
one of the
going to
best
Iceland.
secrets on the planet.
Okay.
You know what I
So I
mean?
remember I remember you telling stories. I would love for you to get into some stories at some point. Just organically, if it comes to your mind, just don't be afraid to just tell a story. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
if an
yeah.
idea sparks a story, just tell it.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
so how did you end up in Iceland? How
Yeah.
does somebody end up going to Iceland for African I'm assuming he was playing djembe, African drumming. Like, how did that happen, and what was that experience like? Give me a story too.
So, so, so the first person to go to Iceland was Bimba,
Mm,
right? So he went to Iceland. Of course, he came back, and a guy named my good friend Orville Pennant from
mm,
Jamaica. He had a program out there in Iceland called Kramus that most of the drummers at Foretta's were from the continent. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
you wasn't really sitting in like that if you couldn't handle if you couldn't
yeah.
handle the smoke. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, with the exception of like Greg or Jing, like I was holding it down. Any African
Mm-hmm.
American can tell you at that time I was holding it down. So in New York City. So the dude took a liking to me and asked me did I want to go to Iceland. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he asked a couple of people, you know what I mean, is he cool? And then everybody said, yeah, he's definitely a representative for the culture. He good. He's good money. I went out there. I went to Iceland. You know what I mean? So basically, when I first got out there, I
It
knew
was
what
cold.
funny reason I knew what Iceland was.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what Iceland was. I knew what Iceland was because I was the kind of nerdy person like that where I look at the Olympics and notice things like that, like the Winter Olympics, like Iceland. What's that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right.
so, so I wasn't totally like in the dark. I was like, yeah, I've seen a place like so-called Iceland before. So when I went out there, what I can remember first is couldn't shit for like a week. You know what I mean? Just adjusting to everything. Everything smelled funny to me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I was adjusting to I guess being out of dirty ass New York. Everything at
Right.
Iceland
Right.
out there had the freshest water, the freshest fish.
Green, super
You know what I
green
mean?
grass.
Everything. Like
Yeah.
it was a natural habitat place. So I had to adjust to it. Okay, hold
Uh
on,
huh.
hold on. So me coming in just and my man Orville, he took me to the gambling place. The first day I got there, just to ease me down or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
have me in the. And the first day I got there, I won $3,000, and I didn't, yo,
What?
but I didn't know what $3,000 was in their money. So, he's
Oh,
bugging out. Like, do you know how much money this is? And I'm like, no. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, hook it up. So these are the first week.
damn. Oh man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You got me?
Yep.
Yeah. So these are things that like I'm experiencing in my first week. Teaching drum class. I'm having. I'm meeting certain people. I'm meeting certain people like Bjork, like and she's like
Hmm.
the number one artist. Everybody in Iceland is very
Yeah,
down to
Bjork is
earth,
that
mad
deal, yo.
cool.
Bjork
Like
is that deal. Bjork is that deal. And she gangster.
definitely, it was
You ever see that video of her
it
fucking the
was, it was
person
a
up?
nah nah.
Nah,
I probably did.
Amakwa's gonna laugh in the comments.
Okay,
This is video. I gotta just say it
yeah,
real quick. This is video. Bjork. She went to Thailand
yeah,
and she was at the airport. She got out the airport, and this little Asian lady was like, "Hello, Bjork. Welcome to
yeah,
Thailand." And she just started wilding on her and started fucking the girl up.
yeah. She crazy as cat shit. Yeah, she
Everybody
crazy.
just looked that up. It's funny. It's worth it. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but everybody was everybody out there. You know what I mean? Like, Iceland was an experience, man. Drumming in clubs, drumming in 3 clubs a night, you know,
Wow.
making doing 15-minute sets, running across the street, doing another 15-minute set, running across the street and just doing that all night and then picking up like $600 in our money. I'm leaving with
Wow.
1,800 every Friday, like 2,400 every Saturday,
Wow.
just people paying for my food and restaurants and shit like that. So hello?
Yeah, I hear you. It's
Yeah,
like
so
it's going in and out, but I think. Hmm.
is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Iceland was an experience, man. It's a lot of things I can't talk about, you know what I mean? There's a like, but yeah, that was the first place I went to, and I
And
was there
so
for a minute.
I just to me, bro, like I said, I'm little. I'm like 10, 11 years old at this time, maybe 9 years old.
But what I would like to take it back is to 95.
Okay.
Because that was a special, 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 special year for me. You
Okay.
know, that was like when I first, like, that was Jolay's real, that's like my real super run, and and in that year we had a lot of fun, from doing Dance Africa, doing the African American, doing the African Street Festival.
Hmm.
And it was an event that year called Hoodstock that we went to that was monumental for New York on
Oh yeah, you
125th
got
Street.
you always talked about that, man.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about Biggie. Everybody was there. Goody Mob, the Fugees, KRS One, Fat Joe, Big Pun, Wu Tang, Nas. Like this was like one incredible day. It was one incredible day. So just the way that whole year went with Joe Lay, we was just like really smashing and dominating the culture with like taking it to a certain level. To a certain
Yeah,
level, we was making it
yeah.
a lot of fun for the drummers. You know,
Hmm.
so I just wanted to go back to
No,
that
no, of
year.
course, yeah, yeah, for
I
sure, for
couldn't,
sure. Like
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's so much shit. There's no way I could. You know what I mean? Like I'm like trying my best to be thorough, but also be conscious of the time. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but so boom. Um, if y'all, by the way, if y'all look at the bottom, there's a little question mark icon. If y'all have any questions for Bob, type a question in here, and I'll answer them. We'll answer them later if you have any questions. If it's something that I'm forgetting or something you feel like needs to be brought up, go into this question box, write a question there, and I'll look at them
Yo, I see a question up there. You know what's funny? I see a question. When did I bring y'all to Lincoln?
in Pennsylvania.
That's funny. I didn't do that show.
Oh wow.
You know, there's some real funny stories behind that show. That's one of the shows that I didn't do because I was in Europe, that I was bad. I
Mm.
was tight, you know, because the backstories to some of them shows, you'd be like, damn, I wish I was home and I did them shows, you know. I didn't do that show, you
How the
know.
fuck that happened, Quay?
Damn, that's hating.
Facts. You went to Amsterdam too, right?
Definitely.
So Africa.
Yeah, yeah,
Talk to
yeah.
me about, because you are a practitioner of African culture to
Yeah,
your core, and
yeah,
you were born into the tradition in many ways.
yeah.
So talk to me about what it was like your first time touching that soil, touching the continent.
Yeah, man. Like even on my
And
way
what
to
country did you go to first?
I went to Ghana first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Went to Ghana first. So I went by myself. And
Mm,
the reason why I went to Ghana, particularly that time, was to study with the Ghana dance ensemble.
mm, mm,
You
mm.
know? So so I met them at that time. I met them in Chicago, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
With Joe Lay. We did Dance Africa '95 in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we murdered that too. Like I mean, I could talk about it now. You know what I mean? That's a long time ago. And I just wasn't that type person to talk
The,
shit.
the
You feel
statue
me?
the statute of limitations is up.
Statue of limitations. We murdered Chicago. Like you know what I mean? They thought New
Right,
York
right,
was
right,
soft. They thought we was on some Diddy shit. Like what?
right, right,
You forgot Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
right, right, right,
Hey,
right.
with that vibe, you know what I mean? Like we was changing up our drum calls every day. Like, you know what I
Wow.
mean? Like sometimes they was even trying to, for real, steal our shit. And we still had
Mm-mm,
enough ammo and we thought it was fun. You know what I mean? Me and Jose was like fiends at that time. You
mm-mm,
know what I mean? We was like Jordan and Scotty. For
mm-hmm.
real. Like just taking names. So
By the way, if you ask,
so
oh, he's Jordan.
I met them. Huh?
I said, by the way, if you ask, oh, he's the Jordan out of the two. If they in that combination.
Yeah, he was right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If you ask, oh,
nah.
yeah, I'm listening.
He
I'm
be like,
listening. My
fuck that.
bad.
I'm Phil Jackson. I'll put all of that together.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Cam in here. Cam in here. You heard what he
bro,
said?
oh, Cam was a star at that show, man. First
Yeah.
of all, Bam was at a place at this Masonic temple in Chicago, right? It was like one of the oldest Mason Masonic temples in America, right? And I mean, the stage had to be like 2 blocks long, literally.
Damn.
This is the biggest stage I ever performed on in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Gene made him do the run around the whole stage with the drum, like, but you got to go all
Yeah.
the way around, all the way around, all the way around the whole stage. You got to do that shit, Cam.
Keep talking, Bob.
And Cam was only like, I don't know, 10, 11 at the time. But he had to do it every night. And this stage was gigantic, you know. But back to meeting the Ghana Dance Ensemble at that Dance Africa 2 in Chicago, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and you know me knowing us being of you know a con culture, you know, I start breaking bread with them, and they give me like kinky and shito for some spaghetti and meat sauce. That's how we started trading off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes they be playing Gome or phone to phone in our rooms. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm coming to Ghana. I'm gonna hook up with y'all. So I came friends with my man O2, and and
Neo two Amu.
I came friends with O2, and it took us a minute. It took us a minute to hook up. Yeah, it took us a minute to hook up in Ghana. So by the time I hooked up with him in Ghana, you know, we did everything. We did everything. You know what I mean? I was at Ghana dancing sambo all the time. You know, they teaching me they stuff. I'm teaching them some djembe stuff. The funniest thing is when after I'm teaching them a couple of djembe rhythms like Soli or what I know of Kasa or whatever. Now they want to battle me on djembe. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god, this is hilarious. You know, so they
Only
playing they
Ghanaian
style
nigga.
of rhythms or the djembe stuff, and I'm like, that's not it. Like
Right.
I said, it take years to learn two different techniques. You know what I mean? Don't
Right.
disrespect
Right.
and cross country like that. That's not. You know what I mean? That's disrespectful. But I understood what it was. You know, proud people. You know, so you know, but Ghana was something I really can't explain. It's unexplainable. You know what I mean? It's one of them places that you can tell the people a million times and they won't they won't they won't believe it how I saw it.
Right.
You
Right.
know, definitely. I seen
You was the first
all
person from
types
our
of
generation in our family to go to Ghana.
wow. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
for real and that whole that whole trip was something, you know, because when I went to Amsterdam, first of all, I got robbed in Amsterdam. I found out that my
Yeah, I
main
remember
man
that.
want DC. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it was like I I got robbed for my passport, so I was up for 3 days straight, not trusting nothing, going through the whole Amsterdam. You know what I mean? Almost got killed in Amsterdam. You know what I mean? I'm 21. You know what I mean?